Bihar Assembly Floor Test Live Updates. Nitish Kumar wins motion of confidence by voice vote amid walkout by BJP. August 24, 2022, the ruling alliance of the RJD and JD-U won the trust vote by voice vote as the opposition BJP walked out of the assembly. During the debate on the motion of confidence, Nitish Kumar said that the central government is taking credit for state government schemes. He alleged that Har Ghar Jal was a state government scheme. The scheme for roads in rural areas was launched under Atal Bihari Vajpayee government. You are kids, please learn. This government at center does not deserve credit for this, he said. Earlier, in the assembly, Deputy CM Tejashwi Yadav said the BJP has three sons in law: ED, CBI, and IT. He said BJP will launch these agencies on those who cannot be bowed down or bought over. He added that their partnership with Nitish would do wonders. This will be a long inning, he said. Meanwhile, BJP leader Tarkishore Prasad said the JD-U could never win any polls on its own in the state. Nitish only changes his deputy and wants to remain CM, he said. Land for job scam. CBI raids residences of RJD leaders close to Lalu Prasad's family. The residences of Subodh Rai, Ashfaq Karim, Sunil Singh and Fayaz Ahmad were searched in connection with the land for job scam case. Ahead of Bihar's new Mahagathbandhan Grand Alliance government's decision to prove its majority on the floor of the State Assembly on Wednesday, August 24, 2022, the Central Bureau of Investigation conducted raids at residences of four Rashtriya Janata Dal leaders said to be close to the family of party chief Lalu Prasad Yadav, in connection with the land for job scam case. Earlier in July, party leader Bhola Yadav, who has been close aide of Mr. Prasad for several years, was arrested and sent to jail in the case. The CBI had earlier conducted raid in the case at party leader Rabri Devi's official residence 10, Circular Road as well. The CBI on Wednesday, August 24, 2022 morning conducted raids at the residences of party leaders, former MLC Subodh Rai, party Rajya Sabha MP Ashfaq Karim, party MLC Sunil Singh and party leader Fayaz Ahmad. The raids are going on places of the four RJD leaders. Won't be cowed down. Rabri Devi, the raid had been done internationally by the BJP-led government central government. I'll file defamation suit against CBI. They, BJP-led central government, are doing it to exert pressure on the RJD leaders to join their party, alleged RJD MLC and party treasurer Sunil Singh. PM opens India's largest hospital in Haryana's Faridabad. Faridabad, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday inaugurated a 2,600-bed private hospital here that is equipped with cutting-edge technology, including a centralized fully automated laboratory. Haryana Governor Bandaru Dattatreya and Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar were also present at the event. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister Modi said India is a country where healthcare and spirituality are closely linked. He added that COVID-19 was a perfect example of a successful spiritual private partnership that helped create awareness and implement the world's largest vaccination drive. A combination of technology and modernization will lead to the country's progress in the healthcare sector, the Prime Minister said, adding that India is endeavoring to ensure that governments and others come forward to transform the health and education sectors on a mission mode. The state-of-the-art Amrita Hospital, built on a sprawling 130-acre campus with sustainability in mind, has a dedicated 7-story research block and has been constructed over a period of 6 years with the support of Mata Amritanandmayi Math. The new super specialty hospital has opened with 500 beds and is expected to be fully operational in a phased manner over the next 5 years. Once fully operational, the hospital with 81 specialties is built to be the largest private hospital in Delhi NCR in the country, its officials had earlier said. The hospital buildings will span 36 lakh square featuring in built-up area, with a 14-floor tower housing key medical facilities. There is also a helipad on the rooftop. The new mega hospital in Faridabad Sector 88, near the Delhi-Mathura road, has a built-up area of 1 crore square featuring, and the campus will also have a medical college, a dedicated 7-story research block and 8 centers of excellence, including on gastro-sciences, renal sciences, bone diseases and trauma, transplants, and mother and child care, are located on the campus. War shows Russia not appear military to US or even smaller NATO forces. Russia has cut back on supplies of natural gas to Europe. 6 months into President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine, the war has upended fundamental assumptions about Russia's military and economy. When the US warned of impending war earlier this year, officials and analysts in Washington and Europe alike assumed Russia's much larger and better equipped military would quickly dominate Ukraine's forces. They also believed Putin would find himself constrained by a weak domestic economy. US Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Mark Milley even warned Congress that Kyiv could fall within 72 hours of an invasion being launched. President Joe Biden said he would turn the ruble to ruble. In the Kremlin, meanwhile, Putin and his closest advisors saw Ukraine as a nation divided with incompetent leaders that would lack the will to fight. Yet those expectations have proved drastically wrong. What this eventually will mean as Ukraine marks a half-year of war and continued independence is as uncertain as the conflict's outcome. What's clear is that rather than reassert Moscow as a global military power as Putin hoped, his decision to invade Ukraine has launched a profound rethink of Russia's conventional capabilities. It also prompted further expansion of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, with hitherto neutral Finland and Sweden resolving to join the military alliance. Russia is not a peer military to the US or even smaller NATO forces, said Phillips O'Brien, professor of strategic studies at the University of St Andrews in Scotland. The war showed it is not able to run complex operations in the way the British or French or Israelis can do, so in those terms it isn't even a second-tier military power. Ukraine has suffered extensive damage to infrastructure, towns and cities, and heavy military casualties, while the conflict has forced millions to flee the country. Its economy is struggling. Still, President Volodymyr Zelensky has emerged as a defiant wartime leader able to rally his nation to inflict huge losses on Russia's military, which was forced to retreat from around the capital, Kyiv, and regroup in the east. Ukraine remains supported by supplies of advanced US and European weapons, even as it is yet to show it can mount a successful large-scale counteroffensive when its allies find themselves under growing economic pressure. Footprints of dinosaurs that walked the Earth 113 million years ago. Drought in Texas unveils massive footprints of dinosaurs that walked the Earth 113 million years ago. Up until 66 million years ago, dinosaurs dominated the Earth. Though their existence is already etched in history due to tons of body fossil findings, discovering their footprints is always exciting, for they give us a broader idea about their size and behavior. However, finding such ignites is incredibly difficult due to the drastic change in the geology of the ground over a span of million years. Despite the unpreventable geological transitioning, last week's extreme drought conditions in Texas depleted the water in Paluxy River to such an extent that it unveiled dozens of imprints of clawed feet in the Dinosaur Valley State Park. Turns out the clawed feet belong to two 113 million-year-old dinosaur groups, sauropods and theropods. Tata may have to write off AirAsia India's loss. Tata Sons will likely have to make a provision of 26 billion rupees, $325.69 million, as accumulated losses for low-cost carrier AirAsia India. India's Tata Sons will likely have to make a provision of 26 billion rupees, $325.69 million, as accumulated losses for low-cost carrier AirAsia India, which it's seeking to absorb into unit Air India and merge with Air India Express, The Economic Times reported on Wednesday. Earlier this year, Tata Group-owned Air India proposed to buy the entire equity share capital of AirAsia India, in which Tata has a majority stake, to merge into a single airline. Tata Sons has an 83.67% stake in AirAsia India. No decision has been taken on whether the write-off will be included in the balance sheet of Tata Sons or Air India, The Economic Times reported, citing officials close to the development. Tata, Air India and AirAsia India did not immediately respond to Reuters' requests for comment. Six new Creator Series laptops in India. Asus launches 6 new Creator Series laptops in India. Check out the details of the new ZenBook, StudioBook and VivoBook series launched. Asus has launched 6 new Creator Series laptops in India: ZenBook Pro 14 Duo, ZenBook Pro 16X, StudioBook Pro 16, StudioBook 16, VivoBook Pro 15 and VivoBook Pro 16X. The company said in its statement that the pricing of the new ZenBook lineup starts from 144,990 rupees, the StudioBook lineup from 199,990 rupees, and the VivoBook Pro lineup from 67,990 rupees. The devices are available for sale both online and offline. BGMI ban. In-game Battle Pass goes down after game removed from Play Store. Krafton has reportedly blocked the in-game Battle Pass system, preventing players from making any microtransactions. Weeks after PUBG Mobile's Indian version BGMI, Battlegrounds Mobile India, was taken down from the Google Play Store and Apple App Store, players who already had the game installed and are now running into a new restriction. BGMI's in-game Battle Pass has now vanished from the game. The Battle Pass is a crucial element for any player who wishes to purchase in-game skins and other perks with the help of microtransactions converted into BGMI's very own currency. However, with the mechanism down, the game cannot facilitate any microtransactions anymore, preventing players from buying pretty much anything inside the game.